It's time to get a little less serious about wrestling. This is the Alternate Commentary Table with lifelong friends.
Notice your difference in size.
And lifelong wrestling fans.
Each is a very capable performer, and each is a little too clever to give the other boy much of an advantage.
Mitch Honsius.
Credits himself with a lot of power.
And Dimitri Karolis.
So that he got all that power from drinking raw olive oil all through his youth.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the Alternate Commentary Table. That's right, it's brought to you by the Celebrate Wrestling Network. Wherever you're streaming your podcasts, you go ahead and do it. You do you, we do us. ACT, brought to you by Celebrate Wrestling. Look, it's WrestleMania weekend, everyone. We all want to get into it, but before we get into all the magic and all the hoopla and all the spice, you got to do a couple things right now. The first thing you got to do is, if you're not subscribing to the network, you got to do it right now. You got to do it. And there's a YouTube channel as well. Subscribe to that too. Doesn't hurt you. Never hurt you. Here's the other thing you got to do.
What?
Is a Facebook page. It's called Celebrate Wrestling. It's where all the real action happens. You got to jump on it. Ask to join. As Daddy says, there's a light screening process just to keep the bots out. When you get in there, there's one rule. Just celebrate wrestling. That's all you got to do. It's awesome. Now, limited time only.
Limited time.
There's a couple shirts. We're taking numbers and we're taking names and we're taking dollars.
Yeah.
So you can have around your chest cheese, around your tarps.
I like that. Chest cheese.
The
is
chest
good.
cheese. That's what the Greeks
God
call
knows
it.
I got a lot of it.
Oh, the bear, Mitch Hodges. Listen, Greek World Order shirts. McGuire on wrestling shirts.
Get them while they're hot.
Get them while they're hot, okay? Okay, you want to feel the essence of what it is to be Greek? You want to feel what it's like to join the GWO, a real faction, a faction that cares about its people.
That's right.
Like the Matty Smiths, like the Tips McGee's, like the Scotty A's, like the Sally G's, okay? Like the GW Joes. Who knows everything of what it takes? Listen, they're coming in while they're hot. And if you're not GWO material, fine. We don't care about you. Leave then.
You'll leave. Actually, don't.
Don't
Stick
leave.
around.
Just stay. We're just joking.
We're having.
But there's something else for you, and it's McGuire on Wrestling, the show that started it all.
That's it.
Mike, thank you for calling us your Greek brothers.
We appreciate it.
We think you're Greek.
He is Greek.
You know, in our book, you're Michalis Maguaris.
It's exactly who it is. That's
Okay?
right. That's right. Well done.
That's who he is.
That's Michalis Maguaris. Yeah.
Michalis Maguaris.
Everyone knows you.
Everyone knows
Yeah.
you.
We can actually make you popular here, very popular within the community, and people will think they've known you for years
Totally.
by just dropping.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, you know, Michalis, he did it all.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Good kid, good kid.
He had the restaurant on 17th.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. All right, we'll get you married.
Yeah, we'll get you
Buddy.
married.
Him and the IB.
It's on.
It's a match made in heaven.
It's a good
There's
match.
Elizabeth
You're welcome.
and the Macho Man.
We did it.
We did it.
There it is.
We did it. Look, thanks for joining us. We're going to get into it. Mitch is the agenda guy. Welcome, partner. It's a what a weekend. It's Greek Orthodox Easter. It's in my voice. I'm fired up.
We've been waiting for a while from anybody, especially that loves their wrestling. It just falls on the weekend of Easter, and in our case, it's Greek Orthodox Easter / all Easter for everybody. It's great, but it's also WrestleMania weekend.
What?
You can't ask for anything better.
No, you can't.
And it's in Las Vegas, and it's this, and it's that. We're going to get to it in a little bit. Now, if you listened to the McGuire show last week, you heard our predictions for WrestleMania. Rather than run through it again for you guys, we're going to go through some matches, but not all of them. Because I got to be honest, and we'll get to it, there's some things that are going on in this year's WrestleMania that I'm just kind of scratching my head wondering why. What's going on here? Trying to figure this all out. But don't worry. I just want to, because that's the dessert, that's the main portion of what we're going to talk about today. Can we start with who kind of won this week? And if the rating wars were still a thing, AEW, you know what? I might get up and clap for you guys. What a show.
You deserve it.
You deserve it. Ladies and gentlemen, AEW Dynamite on Wednesday put on a show of shows. They said, what's that? That other promotion's going to do something in Vegas? I guess we should show up and put on a good show. Look, minus the ramp, which you guys all know I'm not a fan of, everything else was absolutely beautiful. Everything was done perfectly.
Mitch, I don't know what AEW's been doing.
Yeah.
But they got to keep doing it because the venue selection,
Yes.
the last little bit.
That's right.
What I saw on Wednesday, that venue,
That's where they
that
stay.
should be where they stay.
Stay there forever.
Or that's the venue. Yeah, stay there forever. Or that's the venue you replicate.
That's right.
The balcony style
Yeah.
seating. To the point, the ramp didn't bother me either. I forgot about the ramp.
Well, it bothered me, but it didn't bother me.
They did the camera angle of the ramp that
Yes.
still had the balcony. I don't know what to tell you. The only thing that was missing was Ospreay getting on that balcony and doing a crazy flip. He might as well have during that match.
Couldn't agree more.
So the venue is amazing.
Yeah.
The crowd is electric.
Yeah.
And if you're going to go and put on a show during the week where we all know that Raw and SmackDown and the lead up to the WrestleMania is always going to be a lackluster show.
Right.
Like it's basically, okay, cleanup crew, we got to put something on.
Right.
Boy, did you make a statement, and it was either sheer luck or strategic. Either way, I accept both because I saw in AEW every little element that you needed. It was a home run show. Look, we have gone on record week after week ripping AEW apart for a lot of things, and I still maintain. But what's right is right. We call it down the middle.
That's right.
And this was one of the best, if not best, shows. Ospreay, Takeshita. Can we just start at the top?
Listen, you guys got a pay-per-view times 2. Times 2. That was excellent. Beyond good. 5-star. 6-star. You know what? First time ever, 7-star match.
Mitch, I don't know what to tell you there.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say during that. That was beyond perfect.
We've said this once, we'll say it again. When you don't know what's going to happen, in fact, I'm convinced they didn't know what was going to happen. That's why it's good. That's why you enjoyed it. That's what. But before we get to that one, or we could talk about that one in a second, can we just start with a little Mercedes Moné and Athena going at it to start it all off? Like, you walk into your restaurant, you order an appy, and you're like, you know what, just get a little something to give me. When it turns out to maybe be the best part of the whole experience, listen, I've said it once, I'll say it again. Mercedes is growing on me big time to the point where now I'm going, Tony Storm, I love you, girl. I love everything you do. But Mercedes is doing some other stuff, and I'm starting to like everything she's doing. And I'm thinking one more belt for her is not a bad thing at all.
I agree. I agree.
say.
And you know what? You're watching Mercedes Moné.
Yeah.
Actually be the Roman Reigns of AEW right now.
Right.
There's actually no other contender.
Yeah.
But there's only one.
Wait.
And it's Tony Storm. And we got the teaser trailer to keep a movie relevant.
That's right.
We got the teaser trailer. AEW, the only thing I'm pleading with you, please make me wait a year.
Yeah.
Please.
Allow it.
Please make me wait until All In next year.
Yeah.
And I'm in.
I'll also throw this in. We've said it before and I'll say it again, or we've said it before. Hey, AEW, you're getting rid of some of your wrestlers and look at them, flourish and do so well in WWE. How about the opposite? Mercedes and Athena, both ex-WWEers, putting on a show. I'm telling you, that was one of the best starts to a wrestling promo, weekly, whatever, telecast that you want to call, in a long time.
Yeah.
Like, I was glued to my seat. I was like, this is what now, Tony Khan, listen to me. Listen, because I know you listen to the show. Don't be putting Mercedes on every week because of this now. It was great this one time.
Yeah.
Don't be doing an Orange Cassidy and a John Moxley and putting her on every week for the next 5 weeks. It was good this week. It worked. Stop now. Just control yourself.
I'm telling you, the venue's a big play here.
Yes, sure it is.
The venue has it's incredible how the venue and the vibe and the look it has helped it. We kick off the show, it starts out amazing.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, what the Death Riders.
The Death Rider.
Okay? We could get to the end there. I love the entrance. I love the whole vibe. I love the Powerhouse Hobbs. I mean, now that...
Hey, listen.
You know what, Mitch? I'm sorry. I'm so excited. You go.
Can I just say
sorry,
something? I've been so excited to bring this up. Why? Because everyone's like, oh, no Pat Pac. He can't wrestle in the trios match. Wait a minute. There's 4 of us. We only need 3. I'll jump in. John Moxley. Hey, guys, I'm your champion. I'll jump in. I'll help out. Sure, sounds great. That's a good ringer. Then you look at Samoa Joe and his team, and they're like, oh, no. Hook and his one wrestling move. He can't make it. What are we going to do? and they bring Powerhouse Hobbs on. And dude, all I could think about, I was smiling. Like, you understand? I was beaming and laughing, going, it took 1 week to replace the guy that can't do anything, that I've said for weeks, to bring in a guy that knows what he's doing. And there you go, trios champion. And then the locker room spills out. They're congratulating these guys like they won the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
It was all great. But the best part was 1 week out. And now, what's Hook going to do? You're going to take on Hobbs? You're mad at Hobbs? You're going to go get him?
Yeah, nice
go get
try.
him. Good.
Go ahead.
Have fun, bud.
Sure. Go get it, yeah.
I loved it. This is why I loved it.
They weren't celebrating because they won. They were happy that Hook was out.
He was out.
Buddy, you could tell Ospreay was having a great time in the ring with the
Yes, he
champagne.
was. Yes, he was.
That guy.
Well, after the match he put on, he deserved a little bubbly, man.
I don't
did.
disagree. Look, it was a big win for AEW. The whole thing, too, with the swerve and the EVPs. And by the way, Okada, let me tell you something.
You did it again.
I know what you're going to say every week. You don't have too many lines. And I don't care. Why are you not smiling so much, Adam Page? He's
so
kind of
good.
right.
Buddy.
He's kind of...
Buddy. He's totally right.
Bitch.
So funny, man.
Buddy, it's
good. It's they brought back what works. They're listening to the people. They're figuring it out. You do this really good. Okay, bring it. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, then all of a sudden they announce, hey, Josh Alexander's that wild card. That's a nice pickup. Great pick. Joins the Don Callis family, you say? I like that just as much.
Buddy, the best is when Don Callis is on commentary and he says to Shivani, he's like, he was speaking Canadian, or we were speaking Canadian, you wouldn't understand. And you knew it got him.
You got him.
Buddy, I can't, everything was working.
And how great a negotiator is Callis, that all he had to do was whisper a couple of words in his ears on the side, and next thing you know, Josh is going in there and fighting with the Dallas, or with Adam Page. Can I just tell you something? Why is it that all of a sudden I'm starting to like the Page now? It's weird.
Because he's grown out the mustache.
Is that it?
He's cut his hair a bit.
I always knew I liked mustaches.
He's talking less.
But there it is. Boom. There it is.
I'm telling you, I'm not trying to be funny.
No.
He's talking less. And his character is given the impact. He needs to be a heel.
Yeah.
He's not a great good guy. He's like, look at me, pew, pew, I'm a cowboy. No. Now it's like he's disgruntled.
Now he looks disgruntled.
Like the whole cowboy, shh. Shut your mouth. But I'm talking about Paige.
Out of all this great stuff that we were talking about, the one thing that might have stole the show, I mean, it's debatable, was MJF coming in. After the Hurt Syndicate and what is that, Ego of Agony, having their match there, that was great. What a great match. And by the way, like, that's a good tag team little situation they got over at AEW, right? I've said this before where they didn't have a lot going on. WWE's definitely got nothing going on. I don't care what's going on. I like Street Profits. I like you, but I don't like you that much.
Right.
Hurt Syndicate's got something going on. They got some other guys over at AEW that are working with those guys, making them look good and all that. But MJF coming out trying to coax the team to bring them on. Come on. Giving the watch. Bringing the ladies. Guys, this is the material that we've been waiting for. MJF is back.
And speaking of Hurt Syndicate, if you guys haven't listened, McGuire, our boy, our guy, the daddy, McGuire on Wrestling had MVP on for the 100th episode, which, by the way, congratulations.
Hey, happy 100.
Happy 100. Go back and listen to it. That was a really good
show.
That was a really good interview.
Absolutely.
But bottom line is that the Hurt Syndicate's working.
Yep.
MJF is now back to being MJF.
Yes.
And that whole skit... Yeah, it was very WWS-ish. And I mean that in a really good way because it was a story. It was funny. It was nice. It was entertaining.
Yes,
it had everything.
yes.
And it worked because it was with the personas.
Right.
It was with the personas.
It was with personas.
And can I tell you who wasn't in AEW? Which
Who's
they
that?
should just destroy it. At least I didn't see it. Maybe
Okay.
I'm wrong.
What's
I
that?
skipped over it. Was the Learning Tree?
At the very beginning, there was a little talk about it, but it wasn't like a thing. It
Oh,
wasn't
okay. I
anything.
must have skipped over
Yeah,
it
yeah,
then.
yeah.
Okay. But I'm glad because it's dead in the water.
They're trying to make it something. They're trying to get the big guy, and Jericho to have a little riff and whatever. But it's if that was the low point of the show, that wasn't even that bad. It wasn't even anything.
I'm not even saying it's a low point. I'm saying great. There's another positive.
There's another positive. True. Now, listen, you had the MVP on Mike, but on our show, you're the GOAT. You're the GOAT. Just remember that, okay? Real quick, that to me, MJF, man, he's back. You're right. He's doing his thing. So then on the Thursday, I'm flipping through the channels. Collision's on. I'm like, oh, yeah, they don't want to go one-on-one. And this is, so Mike happened to call me because he wanted to tell me something about this last coming weekend or whatever. And we were chatting and I go, would you look at this, Mike? Collision's so scared of WWE, they don't even want to take them on. He's like, are you crazy? They would never. I'm like, I don't know. Are they running? Here's my question really quickly. Is Collision running or making a smart move by not going on during WWE during the, obviously, WrestleMania?
Yeah, no, it's a smart move.
I think they're a little scared.
Yeah, it's a smart move. But I think I think if there's one thing I learned about AEW, less is more.
Less is more.
Okay?
Yes.
Less Adam Page talking, we get more Adam Page.
Yes.
Less filler.
Less filler.
We got a great, impactful show. Less crowd, less stadium.
Yep.
Bigger impact.
True that.
Less show.
Less show.
Less pay-per-view.
And this is why they won this week. And here's why. You got Raw. So WWE had two opportunities to do what I feel that I've talked about and you've talked about, to give us something to bite into a little bit.
Yeah.
I said it once. Just use the timeline. February 1st was Elimination Chamber. That's over a month and a half ago. And here we are, the day of. It's happening tonight and tomorrow. 2-day event.
2 days.
2 days. And Monday and Thursday, or Monday and Friday, SmackDown and Raw, respectively. And we are, I'm still not excited. I'm excited it's WrestleMania weekend, but I'm not excited, man. I'm not excited. And after the shows that were on this week, how could I be? Nothing was going on. I thought you guys would give me a little more meat. Give me some more meat.
Mitch, you know what? It occurred to me yesterday as I was watching SmackDown and they were going through the cards.
Yeah.
Okay. It occurred to me why. I know why. The main event actually has to be the main event. It has to be the moneymaker.
Right.
You can't have, because I'm looking at each individual match and I'm like, wow, Gunther, Jey Uso. I remember them on Saturday night's main event.
Right.
That'll be a good match.
Okay.
Flair, Stratton.
Right.
Okay, there's a little bit of real heat in there. That should probably be a good match.
Right.
The triple threat, Roman Reigns,
Yes.
CM. Like, when you isolate each one, you're like, oh, that could be a good match, right?
Right.
I mean, you have the New Day
And the War Raiders.
and the War Raiders, which in my opinion, or not,
It's gonna steal the show.
It's gotta. You're right. That has to be after Rhodes Cena on Sunday night,
Right.
But you look at all individual matches, you're like, wow, that's good. But the main event has not drawn you in. Like if you think last year or the last 2 years with Cody and Roman, we were waiting all year for it. There's a buildup.
Yeah.
You want it.
But the buildup last year, buddy, you had The Rock smacking around Cody Rhodes outside with the belt and blood and against the, like there was good lead up last year. The presser where Cody slapped The Rock, there was lead up.
I agree.
This year, there has been nothing. I'm sorry, if this is if they're equivalating, like, I don't know, do they compare year to year? Probably not. But me as a fan who's watching right now, I'm going, last year, I may have not liked the outcome of going, I don't really care for Cody to go for the belt and finishing his story. But they did it, and they did it nicely, and they had a whole thing on it. They led up to it. Now I'm watching this, even last night, and I'm like, this is nothing.
No, but that's my point.
This is nothing.
That is my point, though. Exactly, because the main event is not the same. Like, you realize how important a main event is in any scenario. Boxing does it. UFC does it. Like, you buy the card for the main event.
I understand what you're saying, but I think we're missing each other. Like, I'm sticking my hand out. I'm in the middle of the ocean, and you're right above me in your helicopter, and you're trying to tag me, and I can't see what we're missing. All I'm saying is that, yes, these are main events and we should be excited, but they're not luring me in. They're not luring me in.
No, I know. No, Mitch.
And for the amount of
what
ticket
are we
prices, well, I don't know what it is.
But no, what are me and you missing? We're not missing because that's my point.
I'm missing that you're missing that I'm not intrigued about this match, about any of the matches. The only one that's got me really excited, kind of, is the triple threat match, and also Tiffany and Charlotte, but for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Because of their botch That's what's making it good. If you let those two ladies keep going with the promo that they were doing, who knows where they'd end up? Who knows?
Okay, but this is my point. We're not excited because the build-up,
Right.
the intrigue to the main event is not there. And so when you watch it, that's why I equate it to, at the end of the day, it just affirmed why main events are so important.
Right.
You buy, it doesn't matter who's on the Mayweather-Pacquiao card, Mitch.
Right.
You could care less who it is. You're buying the fight, and it becomes the most successful boxing event in history.
Right.
You don't care about who's on Tyson and Jake Paul.
Right.
You could care less.
Right.
It turned out the matches were good, but you're buying it because I got to see that very last one.
I agree with you. Before
This doesn't have it.
Before we get into the matches, I want to talk about 2 or 3 things right before we get into it, okay? First off, thoughts on Karrion Kross coming back now. Because I thought he looked impressive. He ended up losing, but I'm trying to figure out what are they doing with Karrion Kross and what, and you know, I like Karrion Kross a lot, but at the same time, I'm like, why are you bringing him on right before WrestleMania? And then what exactly is your goal with this guy? Like, I can't figure it out. Thoughts real quick?
You know, between him and Chad Gable,
Yeah.
like, can you
Ludwig, you can throw him in a little bit.
Like, can you guys do something with these guys? Like, you
Yeah.
obviously, like, Karrion Kross, I actually like his I like his gimmick. I think the WWE probably knows that they've kind of failed him with it.
I think so.
Where they're like, hey, let's try to put you with this tag team here. Let's try to put you this. I think he's got to be a solo act with the Scarlet. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think
yeah.
But I don't know. It's weird. Someone posted the other day. They're like, where they he put the hourglass on the bloodline.
Oh, okay.
And then when Roman Reigns was still champ, and then that's like, I guess there's something there.
I don't know. Well, I look at him and I say he had a great promo this week. He's like, listen, I'm not on WrestleMania card, but I'm gonna wake up naked next to Scarlet kind of thing. Like, to me, that was a little bit of a shot across the bow. It's like, why don't you guys have me on WrestleMania? Well, here's one reason why. You've been on the show, but just from a talking point. You might as well grab a microphone and interview people because that's what they've basically done with you in the back, right?
Yeah.
And he's an ultra, good wrestler. I just don't understand. Maybe it's the injury bug. Maybe that's why. But why push him now right before? It's just a little weird. And then the other thing, 2 main people that should be on this card or not. Nia Jax is one, and the second is everyone's favorite U.S. champion. And no, it's not you, LA Knight, because you unfortunately are on the card. Chelsea Green. These 2, especially the Nia and the Chelsea Green, the fact that they're not on WrestleMania card, disappointing. And to me, I'm looking at some of the card here. You could easily take out the New Day and the War Raiders if you wanted to. Maybe you need a tag team championship on the card. Okay, fine. Then maybe you take off the Liv Morgan one and Valkyria and Bayley because that was kind of a last minute patch job thrown on there. RKO doesn't have a partner anymore. You couldn't get these 2 to go at it.
I don't understand, Mitch. You're right. Like, at what point in time, like, what's the point in being like a champion or a belt if you're not even defending it on like the marquee event? Like, why? Like, then why are you the champion?
Well, buddy, in the fact that I know the belt is new for the women's division, the US, but Chelsea Green is on a heater right now.
Yeah.
Not having her displayed at WrestleMania, at Las Vegas, that's a strike to WWE right now.
You know, it'd be amazing.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it.
Go ahead.
You think we see Becky Lynch?
Are you in my notes? So what we're going to do is we're going to go through certain matches because like I said, last week we made our predictions. Go to the Mike McGuire show and you'll find it out. We're going to go through some matches. We're going to do our quick little spreadsheets, who's winner, who's right, and then you get extra points for picking the scenario if there is one.
What if?
Because you know me and you, we love adding a little spice to the end. If we had every match, like even the New Day and the War Raiders, oh my God, Big E's coming out.
Right.
Wait up. Do you see what I mean?
Okay,
we could add something to everything. Okay.
Why don't we do this then? All WrestleManias.
Yeah.
We're going to go through the WrestleMania. Listen, if you want our winners, I want you just to go to McGuire on Wrestling, like my buddy Mitch just said.
Right.
However, Gentlemen and ladies, honey sugar babies, we are about to go into each WrestleMania match.
Each one.
With a what if.
What if?
It happened
Done.
before your very eyes.
I love this. Okay, let's get going. Dimitri, let's start with day one. Okay, I'll look around. Okay, well, here it is. Very first match, as everyone's declaring, it's Jey Uso going up against the Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship match. Dimitri, who do you like in this one and why?
Well, we said, look, like we like the J. But what if?
What if?
What if? Somehow, some way, even the Jey Uso turns heel.
What? You know what? I've heard some rumblings about that. I'm not against it. How about this one? The last few weeks, why is Ludwig keep coming on the shows and going, why didn't I get a WrestleMania show? What about me? Is this where Jey Uso wins the belt, he goes off celebrating, and Ludwig comes down and attacks the Gunther thinking this is his opportunity to show the world that he's bigger than Tiffany Stratton?
How about you slide into those DMs?
By the way, how bad is it that he's the only guy that I've ever seen in my life that's been accused of cheating and no one believes him? Have you ever thought of that?
That's crazy. Crazy.
Just saying. Speaking of that, Tiffany Stratton taking on the Charlotte Flair Women's World Championship. Now, this one, I told you a second ago, I'm only into it more so because of the weird heat that actually exists between these two. Who wins and why?
Okay, what if Charlotte Flair wins?
Right.
Because after Ludwig is done screwing over Gunther, he goes and screws over the Stratton.
He's a busy guy.
And joins the Flair. It was all true.
You know what? Maybe I spoke too fast. You're right. I like that scenario.
But what if Ludwig just screws everyone over?
Just every match. He just comes
in.
Ludwig's here again. War Raiders, New Day. Ludwig is here. That could be it. That could be the play. Okay, in that match, real quick.
Yeah.
All I'm going to say is this. Becky Lynch.
Yep.
Done.
Yep.
We head over to the main event of day one. Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman to roll with CM Punk. Give me your what if. Give me your everything on this one.
Oh, man, there's just so much to do. It's so little time. What if?
Yes.
Listen, I mean, as much as I think I picked Punk along with a couple other people the other week there. However, what if the Heyman not only chooses nobody, not even brings out the Brock Lesnar, but what if he joins The Rock and messes over all of them?
Yes. Now, here's what I think. Something will happen in this match.
Yeah, definitely.
It's almost inevitable, right? Like for CM Punk, even if Paul Heyman stays with CM Punk, that is a big deal. I was watching the McAfee. Roman Reigns was on it yesterday. And the way Michael Cole was talking to him, it looks like they're already setting it up that Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns are kind of done. They've broken up.
Yeah.
But I think that's what they want us to think. Does he come back? Because what else? The other thing I was wondering is you got Roman Reigns, who everyone during the COVID time, I mean, the guy held the belt for like 3 years during arguably maybe the hardest time to hold a belt with no real fans around, and you're kind of wrestling in empty arenas if you think about it. The John Cena scenario and Roman Reigns plays out very nicely. Throw in a sprinkle of Rock, it all kind of plays together. Maybe he comes back with Roman Reigns. Like they're setting up like. They're not together, but they're together. but they're still DMing a night. Like, you up?
Ludwig, I mean, hey, Paul.
And Ludwig showing up last minute. All right, we run over to day two. Triple threat championship match. It's the Io Sky women's championship match. Mm-hmm. Rhea Ripley and the Bianca Belair. What interests me on this one is how, and for whatever reason, Naomi and Cargill coming into that segment.
Right.
Maybe a little bit of cross promotion, kill two birds, one stone. I respect that and get that.
Okay.
What do you got on this one?
Well, I think maybe, what if?
What if?
Somehow, some way. What if the Becky Lynch comes in on this one?
Okay.
What if she comes in? I don't know. I don't know why I just feel Becky Lynch is coming.
Well, I'll tell you why, and I'm going to be honest. This is WrestleMania. She's been out for a long time.
Yeah.
She was a big name. They were trying to push her hard. It would actually be weird if she didn't show up. It would be weird if she didn't, because this is what she's built for. This is what, you know what I mean?
Can I say one more?
Of course.
What if?
What if?
Because I think we're right on one of those.
Yeah, for sure. 50% chance.
Listen.
You want me to do the math on this?
Hold on a sec.
Okay, go on.
What if
Yeah.
a little Britt Baker
Shut your face.
shows up
Shut your face.
and just puts herself in the mix?
Listen, I like that. You know me like you. You know me. I've never wanted to go to the dentist more.
It moved, Jerry. I'm just quoting Seinfeld.
I would love to see I think that would be. See, this week, we didn't talk about it. Maybe we'll talk about it next week. But, you know, the hype of WrestleMania, especially in a city like Las Vegas, a lot of reporters, a lot of fans, a lot of events going on.
Yeah.
And I kind of give a lot of respect to new Hall of Fame inductee, Triple H, a.k.a. Paul Levesque, who comes in and says, hey, you know what? Listen, he goes, a lot of people don't like us being out of kayfabe, right? This whole kayfabe talk, I'm sure you heard about it. I really like what he says. He's like, you know, one minute you guys want The Undertaker to be Undertaker all the time, but then you also want to know everything that's going on.
Yeah, and you're the same people that are talking about kayfabe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so this is why, if they could keep that under wrap, that's where I was going with this. If you could keep all of this stuff that we're hoping happens under wrap and it happens, that's where the pop overtakes everything. It's when we know that wrecks everything. The speculation is half the fun, if not all of it. You know what I mean?
You know what I chalked down with WrestleMania before we get in? One thing to keep in mind, we talked about earlier about the promos and the build not being the same. I think in a weird way, they're selfishly knowing, look, it's WrestleMania. People are now going to expect surprises. Because if we go to Elimination Chamber, no one saw that coming.
Right.
There was no build to see it coming.
Exactly.
And then it just happened. I think they're just doing the same thing here because I also do believe, to defend them, I'm a contradictory, but I don't care. I'm a fan. I'm allowed to.
Yeah,
be.
you're already going to do it.
And I think they realized, hey, Rock, let's leave that mystique. John, let's play a little possum, so on and so on and so forth. Right. And I think I think we're in for a lot of really big surprises at WrestleMania.
I think so too, but not as many as we want. So
Fair.
I think 2, max 3, no more than 3. Because then you're also diluting it then.
Right.
Right? You don't want too much.
You don't want too much.
Just enough.
Listen, we're not saying follow the recipe,
Right.
but you gotta taste.
Do you remember that orange drink you would have, like if you were in
Gatorade.
intramurals at school? It was Gatorade, but not Gatorade.
Oh, yeah, that's right,
And
yeah.
you always knew who made it. Because if Miss Ross made it, it was perfect on. Just
Right.
enough sugar and enough water. But if Mr. Rollins made it, guess what? For some reason, way too much water.
Too much ice.
Something happened.
You know, ice dilution is a thing with drinks.
It is. Absolutely it is. Not sometimes the worst thing ever.
Well, it depends what you're drinking.
In what I'm dubbing as maybe the match of the year. I'm going to do it again. Last year was off. This year I think I'm on.
And last week we said we weren't going to do it.
But I'm
we are
doing it now. I can change my mind.
Yeah.
Finn Balor,
No, my
Dominic, Penta, and Braun.
Yeah.
I think this one has the ingredients to being great.
Yeah, me too.
What do you got on this?
I still am adamant on the Dom.
Yes.
I really, really am. I it's time. They got to get going here.
Yeah.
And I don't care how he does it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't care.
The Meltzer brought up a good point on McGuire on Wrestling the other week. And he said, here's a good way that you could get the strap off the Braun without actually being pinned or losing it.
That's right.
That doesn't get in the way with this.
It's the way out.
It's got to be Dom pinning the Balor,
Yeah.
taking the belt, breaking the bloodline, or the Judgment Day, excuse me, and calling it a day. Now,
Now,
we talked about Judgment Day.
what'd you do?
What if?
What if?
I know it says 4:25:25 that a person's going to be coming.
Yeah.
But what if that person comes in a little early?
What if they had a tailwind and the flight came in a little early?
What if it came a little earlier?
Yeah, you know what?
Because it's Vegas and you got to bet on black.
Nice.
I just came up with that.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah, clip that.
All right. Last one. Here we go. It's for the undisputed world title. It's John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. May I say one thing before I get...
Sure.
For the few weeks leading up to WrestleMania when they were in Europe, can I just say we were right about how much better the fans are with regards to chants and the atmosphere and everything. Yesterday, they didn't know what they were doing. Like the fans at T-Mobile were so confused. We hate John Cena. We don't like John Cena. We like Cody Rhodes. We don't like Cody Rhodes. I don't think they knew what was. I actually think John Cena and Cody Rhodes were a little confused themselves. They're like, who are you guys going for? Like, what are we doing?
Okay, here? Great. Let me spend a second on this.
Spend.
Power ranking of the fans.
Yeah.
Euro fans 1.
Yeah.
AW fans 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mean this week, or what are we talking about in general?
Especially
you're talking about like overall. Okay, yes, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
and
okay,
WWE fan, you're third now.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right about that.
I will say that. So they started out of nowhere.
Right.
They're booing John Cena when he walks in.
Right.
All of a sudden now they go in and they cheer the Cody Rhodes when he walks in.
Right.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Okay.
They're booing John Cena when he's talking.
Right.
He's making fun of them.
Yeah.
Only for when Cody Rhodes gets on the mic, they started booing and trying to boo over him. And did you catch this?
Yes.
And give him the Charlotte Flair treatment.
This is what I'm talking about.
Except this is where I gained more respect for the Cody L. Rhodes.
Okay.
Because in one segment of getting booed, he didn't do what Flair did.
No, the truth. He didn't crumble.
He didn't crumble.
Right.
He just took a couple paces. He understood it. He felt it. And then when he hit the promo back, they started cheering him like crazy. Even you could see John Cena, where John Cena was like, see, this is what they do.
Well played.
Well played by Cena,
Yeah.
the vet, right? Let's course correct here.
My queen takes your rook.
But I got to give the Rhodes the credit because they could have booed him out of the building and sunk Sunday.
Yeah. They could have.
But he didn't.
And they still can.
Because Cody Rhodes is amazing. And you need to put some respect behind his name, even though he's not going to be the champion anymore. Because there's no what if. There's what is. And what is going to happen is the final boss told you. The John Cena told you. He's the greatest of all time. He's taking your belt. He's taking your dreams. He's taking it all at WrestleMania.
I love it. Yeah. I am now more convinced than ever that John Cena will take it. Unless, what if something huge will have to happen again? And follow me on this. Last year, you had The Undertaker, Seth Rollins. Everyone had to come into the ring to help to make sure that Cody got over. John doesn't need that kind of help. And Cody's not expected to get that kind of help. But if something happens where, for example, it is a little ironic that Stone Cold's in Vegas this week and Undertaker's there again and Rock's there, all our old favorite, Bret Hart's there. I'm just saying, I hope they do. Here's the 15-year-old Mitch says, oh my God, that'd be amazing if somehow all of them were incorporated and somehow got in. But the older Mitch, the more sophisticated Mitch, says, no. Sometimes 5 layers of ice cream is not, or icing or ice cream or whatever, is not needed. I hope they don't drown this with a whole bunch of extra.
Can I tell you what I want to happen?
You may.
I'll tell you what I want.
You may.
Okay. And if they give this to me,
right,
I don't know what I'll do, Mitch.
Okay.
I might retire.
You might retire.
No, I can't say that. I love doing this thing. What I want to happen is something big like you say. The Rock comes down because he's the final boss. He is WWE. He's the man. and we get what we've always wanted for years, but we could never fully get at some point. What if the Triple H, newly inducted Hall of Famer, goes, whoa, Rock, you don't run the business here. I run the business. Right. So The Rock comes out with the Cena to screw over the Cody Rhodes. They win the belt. But right before that, it's Triple H that comes down with his entourage to come down and counterbalance. And then you get Rock, Triple H, Cena, Rhodes, SummerSlam.
Interesting.
Think about it. I'd love that.
Interesting.
Man. I'd love it.
Okay, you know what? I'm looking forward to it. Put it like this. We said it once. We'll say it one last time. The roll up to this has not been what we all kind of wanted.
Sure.
So let's hope and let's wish that the actual performance is exactly what we're anticipating and wanting and yearning. Yearning.
He's yearning. He's a yearn guy.
I'm a yearn guy. But I'm also an alternative scenario guy. I don't know if you saw the promo. But Braun Strowman, by the way, is a cowboy guy. Did you notice this? Did you see the promo? With the cowboy hat and everything?
Adam Page.
He's a cowboy guy. He did some Steiner math yesterday. Here's your question. I'll tag you in.
You're saying Braun Breaker.
What did I say? Strowman? Oh, pardon me. Braun Breaker did some math yesterday. He's dressed up as a cowboy. Didn't take him as a cowboy guy. Didn't think he was that guy. Who's doing the Steiner math better? Scott or Braun? I'll tag you in.
You gotta go with Scott. It's the original. It's what he was known for, and it was amazing and off the cuff. And by the way, Breaker, I loved what you did. A, you wasted it there on the stage. It should be on TV. But B, you gotta have more intensity and a little faster. Let me tag you in.
I have to agree. The only reason Scott's was better, it was a longer process. I mean, it was a harder question.
Yeah.
He really got into the depths. He showed you how he got to that number. You know what I mean? He really went into the numbers. Okay.
Kurt Angle knows. That's my favorite part. That's my favorite.
Last one. Here it is. Randy Orton doesn't have a partner, or we don't know who it's going to be. Dimitri, who is Randy Orton going to face at WrestleMania and maybe be the match of the year this coming WrestleMania? I'll tag you in.
Listen, I know that, Daddy, you got your sources. I hope you're wrong. I really do, because I'll tell you, whether or not, opinions aside, it should be Nick Aldis.
Should be.
It should be Nick
Darn
Aldis.
right it should
I don't
be.
want any of this Solo Sikoa stuff. I don't want any of this other hypotheticals. No, it's Nick Aldis. Get him on the main stage, and that's what I want. Let me tag you in.
Yeah, tag me. Listen, I want that. You all know I need that. He's a friend of a friend of a friend. We're all friends here. He is the cream of the crop. He's Nick Aldis. But I'm going to throw in an extra one just for fun. Oh. So when you and your buddies are meeting up tonight, talk about this because it's a fun little convo.
Sure.
Randy Orton needs an opponent. Goldberg. I know it's weird. It doesn't make a lot of sense. He wants one more match in. Why not with the legend? He kept bringing it. He brought it up again yesterday. He goes, I'm the legend killer. What if? There you go.
Mitchburg. Okay, that would be absolutely unreal.
It'd be a head turner.
It'd be a head turner. Oh man, Randy Orton. You know, we never talk about it. It is a shame with Kevin Owens.
Yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks, but I'm glad it wasn't.
Oh, I had a question.
Yeah,
I had a question. Okay, and we'll fit it. Alternate scenario.
Sure, alternate scenario.
If you're Kevin Owens, to put at least a positive spin on something so tragic,
right,
and you go out on your shield with a match like that,
yeah,
are you happy or one more match? One more match. Let me tag you in.
Oh, I would say you should be very proud. That was a great match with your best friend, the guy that brought you in. Well, you know, there's a lot of scenarios where you say to yourself, how do you want to go out? There is no shame if that's unfortunately a way he can't come back from. Great way to end his career. The guy doesn't need to end it in any other specific way. If he comes back, it's simply because he just loves wrestling and he wants to come back to it. He doesn't need it. If it's on the cusp, put it like this, if it's an Edge / Adam Copeland / Rated R Superstar / whatever your name is this week, where he comes back in 7 years and he's okay, I'm okay with that too. You You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't disagree. Well, I'll tell you what. One thing we can all agree on is that when you're listening to the alternate commentary table, you're going to get entertained. You're going to get inspired. You're going to get baptized, not by fire, but by tzatziki. With your GWO shirts on pre-order right now.
That's right.
Get to Maguire on Wrestling. Get to Celebrate Wrestling. Get to ACT. Get to Legends and Champions. Get to all of us. The Celebrate Wrestling Network podcast feed is where all the action is happening. We're excited. It's WrestleMania weekend. I love the pre-WrestleMania. I love during WrestleMania. And I love talking about the post-WrestleMania. Because it's funny, in all the year that's been happening from last year to this year, it feels like it's come again. So fast. Why? Because the wrestling business is booming. We love you. We respect you, and we need you. Shout out to all of you. Appreciate the GWO. All of you alike. ACT coming in hot. But we'll talk next week, ladies and gentlemen.
Have a great WrestleMania. Enjoy. Have fun. Chair shot.
Matty Smith!